I'm laughing at y'all niggas. Yeah. Give it to me now. Y'all niggas real funny. Money Mafia taking over. Yeah. We clocking. I'm your first lady, riding in that black Mercedes. That your nigga got him saying I'm that first lady. Baby, your mouth is sassy. Put a race in the dirty south. That soft like baking soda. I hit you with arm and hammer. I'm a boss, bitch. You talk shit, I walk it. AK, what nigga with the full clip? Things you dream about, I already did it. From the streets to cul-de-sacs, from dimes to pound bags. I'm bragging, but these are facts. I see your head bobbing, I'm back. Man, you're robbing, I got these trucks knocking. I'm rolling that purple stuff and drinking that gray goose. I roll up to the club, buy 20 or more. Now, if you looking for that work, my nigga, we got it. Posted on the block.
What's up? What's up? What's up? It's Thursday Night Live with your girl Eddonis. Ooh, excuse me. And it has been a hell of a week in the YouTube streets and shit in real life. So man, y'all drop what y'all ate and drank in the chats. Of course, I'm on a water binge, H2O. And if you ain't been drinking water, get some water in your system, man. Ah, I know y'all digging a thumbnail. Actually, Big Bird was one of my favorite characters on Sesame Street. So I don't mind being called Big Bird. Just don't call me broke. That's all. Just don't call me broke. And it won't be a problem around here. You know what I'm saying? It ain't what they call you, it's what you answer to. So I do want to give a shout out to my tribe, which is everybody that stays subscribed to me this week. I lost quite a few subscribers due to speaking the truth, and truth hurts, and it is what it is. And the truth is definitely coming out. The truth coming out. What your boy say? Man, I was there. The truth gonna come out. The truth is definitely coming out. Shoot, shout out. What up, 105K? He said, "Hey, I'm late." And Big Bird, my favorite character. Yeah, Big Bird is the big fluffy bird, man. I don't man mind being called a big fluffy bird. That was the star of the show. I appreciate it. I'm petty like that. You feel me? Yeah, we're gonna keep it lighthearted. I'm definitely petty. Like, I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I'm petty. He said that's why your favorite color yellow. My At one point, my favorite color was pink, and I just got pinked out. They had like this pink era, like with Cameron, and everybody was pink, 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 pink. And I was like, I'm over it. So I started taking a liking to purple. Now my mini me likes orange, but my color is purple. For some reason, it's just kind of calm and it's pretty chill. So that is my color. What's up, Nicole? Appreciate you. Yeah, pull on in. Like I said, I love my tribe. Like I said, I thank y'all. But prosperity, what's up? What's up? Now, I did go down the street. It was all in the bushes and stuff like that. And I tell you, all you got to do is sit and wait. I tell y'all, oh yeah, what I tell them, all you gotta do is sit and wait. The truth gonna come out. The truth is coming out. You can't throw rocks when you live in a glass house. This Negroes got to learn. I saw how folk played. Them folk play them police games and all that kind of stuff. Like, this is wild. And you can't lie because it's recorded. I thought I was the only one spazzing on shouting, and look at here, look at here, look at here. Woo! Get off the internet. I do get off the internet and leave people alone. All you gotta do is stop poking at people, and you know where to poke the whole internet, and now all your business is out there. All your business is out there. You said I thought I was the only one. Listen, all shout of business is out there. What's that? That's one of them the little mouth thing. Must have came in the house when I came in the house. Yeah, shouted like you can't be out here talking about people's family and then get mad when somebody talk about yours. No, 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 no. I was clutching my pearls while driving in Atlanta traffic. I was like, oh, oh, God don't like ugly. God don't like ugly. Is I lost respect when she came in my inbox like she was checking me. Prospect, we ain't talking about that one. We talking about the other one. We talking about the other one. We ain't even talking about that one right now. I must have missed that. We said Phil supposed we got a 30-day note. Babe, I'm gonna tell you something. Let me tell you something. I don't laugh. When God pull up on people and start doing stuff, I don't laugh. Cause baby, them women been wearing my ass out. They been trying to wear me out, and I'm gonna tell you this, I ain't. God don't like ugly. Hey y'all, God don't like ugly. It's not it, man. Listen, treat folk the way you want to be treated. And I guess that's what they've been doing, treating people the way they want to be treated. Hey, best wishes to you, Shouter. I know in Atlanta, if they file, because I'm a landlord, I know for a fact if somebody filed for eviction, you gonna catch hell. Just the fact, even if you catch the rent up and you got to move next year, that eviction is on there. See, when you got to mind the business that pays you. Now, I was talking to a couple content creators, and I was telling them, take this as entertainment. Don't take this shit serious. Be yourself on here. This is entertainment. Now, what y'all seen me do the other day? Shawty got to talking about dead people, and I was like, no, ma'am. And I don't care about losing, the following. Cause I got it. This how it work in the streets, y'all. Cause some of y'all ain't been in the streets. If you let one person slide, everybody else gonna slide. I promise you. I learned younger. I was in the street since I was 13. You let one person get away with trying you, ain't nobody gonna respect you. Ain't nobody gonna respect you. When you the new kid, you got to really go out here and go hard. So for this YouTube content creating, I'm the new kid on the block. It's like transferring schools. If you ever transferred schools and you was the new kid, some people like you, and the other people that been there for a while might start hating on you because you're getting attention because you're the new person. That's it. That's all. But man, I say keep shouting your prayers. Cause not having a place to stay, that ain't funny. That ain't funny. That's bad. Especially when you got children. But priorities. You got to have priorities. When your priorities are displaced, that's how that kind of stuff happens. The money you spent giving a nigga your money, you weren't paying your rent. You a fool. You gave a nigga your money and didn't pay your damn rent. Is you crazy? It's apparently she got one child and don't even really have full custody of her. It was all lie. She can stay. Shit. Hell no. Hell no. I don't have any vacancies. No. No. No, no, no. Nah, it's got priorities. Even if it's got priorities. My a roof is top priority for me. Like I'm going to keep my roof. Even if I got to work 2 jobs and possibly slide down a pole. I'm just being honest with you. They got a BBW strip club. I might be swinging around that pole, hanging from the ceilings. You never know. But the rent gonna get paid off in here. Well, I got a mortgage, so my mortgage gonna get paid. But when I tell you, when you operate under I'm gonna just keep it real with y'all. When you operate under the spirit of witchcraft, your money always messed up. And folks don't understand what you mean, like the spirit of witchcraft. Listen, it's called rebellion. When you're not living according to what God have said, live, your money gonna be messed up. And I'm a living witness of my money. Always give me. He said that's the first bill. The first couple bill, I'm gonna tell you the order how I pay my bills. I ain't got no partner, and that's why I got old car. And if by design, I pay my car insurance first, so that I can be legal to go drive and get the money. Then I pay my cell bill because I need my phone, and then my rent. Mortgage, my case mortgage. Cause I got to have a car to drive to get the money. I got to have a phone so I can get the money called. Then the roof. Then the roof. Okay. And then everything else come down. And mid-price priority. So all the money Shawty spent driving to 5 Steaks over to kick it with a nigga, you should have been paying the rent. And I'm gonna tell you, depending on where you live, I know in Fulton County, Atlanta, as a landlord, well, them folks used to pay their deposit and move in my crib and stop paying rent because they knew in certain counties it would take a year to get put out. These folks had it down to a science in Atlanta. They pay the deposit, move in, take them a year to get out. But not here. I'm a different kind of landlord. You gonna run me my money or you're moving. That's it. That's all figured out. You know what I'm saying? Priority. That what having real friends come in it. And like I said, I wasn't even talking about Shawty. I hadn't even caught up. I had heard, but I hadn't even caught up there. You said 20 G. You're even bigger fool if you hand to somebody $20,000 and they pay your damn rent. You're a fool to be handing somebody $50 and they paid your rent. You're a fool you a fool to be driving across the planet, chasing behind a nigga and not paying your rent. You work at Photoshop General Hospital. All on YouTube. Nah. By the time y'all see me on that camera, I would have put in about 12, 16 hours of work. Like, just please understand, this is secondary, thirdary. Y'all like y'all like the Matrix. So I'm gonna tell y'all how I mentally gymnastics this YouTube social media thing, right? So outside of the phone, I got a real life. I got friends, I got business, I got business partners I talk to, and then y'all like my people inside the Matrix. So I treat this thing like it's the Matrix. Okay. So when I push the live button, I'm going into the metaverse. And I meet my friends in the metaverse. So my tribe, y'all, my partners in the metaverse. But I will never let this thing right here have me homeless. And that's what it looked like going on here. These folks is broke. And these views is currency. Now, what I want Shawty to do is take these views to the landlord office and see if it's going to pay. Because every time I don't want to be monetized. Well, this the time you should have been monetized in $1, $2, $3, $4 and show a shoulder on your YouTube channel and you got your rent paid. I'm going to tell you, if I was in a situation like that and I was monetized on here, baby, I might be getting ready to show a shoulder. Well, you remember elementary school? And they show a shoulder, you be like, ooh, let me see your shoulder. You remember that for elementary school? Let me see your shoulder. And the girl show her shoulder. Like, ooh, I saw her shoulder. Yeah, that'd be me. I'll be showing shoulders on here. Ain't no way I'm gonna be on this thing with the eligibility for monetization. And I ain't $1, $2, $3, $4 if I gotta get my rent paid. Girl, bye. Let's get it. Stop it. Ain't too hard to beg. Don't be too proud to beg on this damn thing. It's about people do what they want with their moolah. She did, Nicole. She decided to be homeless and chase a nigga. No. Listen, I was just talking to my cousin about rent paying, paying your roof bill and all that stuff. And I say, I go hard out here because I like to shit with my door open. Cause if you live with somebody, you can't shit with the door open. You got to close the door. Now I want to walk in my bathroom, in my room, because I got the master bedroom here because I own these mugs, and shit with my door open. And you can't do that in prison because ain't no damn door. And then if you homeless, you can't do it. It said she can ask her friends and supporters to donate to help. Exactly. She gave him $100 on Father's Day and he didn't even ask for it. That should be going to the landlord. Because if you got a 30-day notice, it depends. Now I know I'm gonna put y'all on. So for the real estate folk in the chat, if you want to be a landlord or without hiring a property manager, you go to Rocket Lawyer. And typically somebody that skip rent on me, they got 7 days. You give them a 7 days notice to quit. When I say I'm a professional about this, 7 days notice to quit. That's how it starts. Pay your rent or you vacate. All right. After that 7 days, this for Georgia, shoot down to the county, pay that $95 and the extra $50. I do private service. I do the private service. I don't wait on the counter to serve. I do private service. I cash out Holmes his money. He got damn David to walk up. Bam. Eviction notice. Then you go to court. That's 30 more days here. So just keep in mind how the price is. Well, you got 30 more days. So right now, just that process alone is 45 days. So that means Shawty had 45 days to catch her goddamn rental. You see what I'm saying? From there, you go to court. And then you and the landlord can talk about how you're going to catch up your rent, make some type of payment plan. I'm not a hard-ass landlord. Like, if you cool peoples, I work with somebody like, hey, man, you're going to catch the rent up at this. Or if the guy put it on my heart, sometimes I just go ahead and be like, hey, listen, I take it out your deposit. You see what I'm saying? So, depending on what kind of landlord you got, like I said, I try to work with people. After that, if you don't pay according to whatever agreement you have, they put in a writ of possession. So you got some time to catch your stuff. A writ of possession means if you not out, we gonna show up with the deputies and a moving crew, and we gonna set you out. That's how it works. So Shawty might just got to know that she probably got time to catch it up. I don't want Shawty to be outside, even though she's some bullshit. But don't laugh. It can easily happen. But priorities. Shawty got to learn priority. This social media shit ain't nothing, but I'm taking this shit as entertainment. But baby, don't let YouTube get you outside because you're gonna go live from your car. You're gonna be going live from your car. And ask somebody else trying to get out of domestic violence. You go get you a Platinum Fitness membership. You can shower in there, just so you know if you gotta go live in your car. But see, we speaking on stuff like that, man. Can we keep it real? It's some people really out here on. Have you heard of van life? Where they got a van and then they turn a van to a house. Like I'm dead ass serious. Some folk out here that because the rent is so damn high. Especially Atlanta. We had reasonable rent and they brought them California prices here. Van life. Mm-hmm. It ain't shit. Van life. I promise you get you a nice side van and you get you on an inverter and you can cook. You can watch you some TV. Oh man. I ain't being funny. Like if you gotta do what you gotta do, you gotta do what you gotta do. But don't ever end back up in that situation again, because you said, I seen that on YouTube. Yeah. Like before I wrecked I call my truck Big Bertha. Before I wrecked Big Bertha and I'm trying to get out of a domestic violence situation, man, I had a 100 amp hour battery. I had my flat screen TV in there, watching TV. I had a refrigerator in my damn truck back there. And I had went far enough to get the little eye. It's like a little eye run out propane. No, I was in that more cooking, cracking egg breakfast and going to work. Like, you gotta make it do what it do. I mean, shout out if you watch it, make it do what it do. Don't get out here and let life whoop your ass like that. But you better learn never to give your money to a nigga again. Never. And I don't believe in moving in with folk no more after my other little situation, baby. You. You. I don't believe in moving in with people no more. After I seen it, I saw it. I always have their own place. But yeah, I didn't really catch that live. I'll go back and catch it. But that's a goddamn shame, man. Yeah, man. But when I was speaking of throwing glasses, throwing rocks, and living in the glass houses is what I seen on. Shout out to Real T. Ooh. Ooh-wee. When you got that kind of stuff going on in your life, you got to leave people alone. Yeah, Shouter. You got to leave people alone. When you got that kind of stuff going on in real life, but don't be over there pew, 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 pew. That was like, and I'm not into zodiac signs or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But there is some truth into it, but it's not the truth because Jesus is the truth. But there is some truth into that. But the truth is Jesus. And there's another reason why there's some truth to that. And we're not going to, that's another story for another time. So all of us, our birthdays are in the same vicinity, if you kept my drill. So my birthday Tuesday. So when I heard them talking, I'm like, oh, I like, he finna take it to hell. I like, he gonna take that to hell. I like, your birthday, well, ew, woo, oh, that had me like, I ain't even had to do nothing. That's how God working. I ain't got to do nothing. That's how God be working. I ain't had to do nothing. Boy, all you gotta do is be quiet. Everybody that in that little group that been doing some foolery, they got some stuff going on in their real life. And all I got going on is I'm just fat. I'm just fat. I'd rather just be fat. You know what I'm saying? That's all I got to say. It's like when I heard that, I was on riding in traffic and listened to both of them lives and was like, oh, oh, you know, I mean, it was the tea definitely had Hennessy and some other stuff in it. I was just like, man, it said my sister was a big girl and her nickname, hold on, her nickname was Stuffy and I love her. Yeah, I got a cousin named Stuffy too. But shoot, I got a cousin named Stuffy too, man. Shoot, I don't mind being fat. Based on what I heard today, yeah. Let me just go. Let me just be fat. I take Big Bird. I take being Big Bird. I never thought in a million years I would get on this computer and it would just be folk with some more shit. I'm like, man, I need to start promoting therapy. I might need to go get me a therapist license and be like, I need to come on over here and sit down on my couch. You missed that. Go watch it. Prosperity. I'm telling you, watch it. I was like, wow, 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 wow. Oh wow. I mean, I was going wow the whole time I was driving. Wow. Oh, oh, wow. Oh, yikes. Oh. No, my face was doing all kind of stuff. Look, Oh, yeah, go watch it. Go watch. Listen. You got to leave people alone. That's all I got to say. You got to leave people alone. You say, well, I saw bits and pieces, but if I was at home, I would have probably been inside my television because I was like, damn. So let me tell you like this. So everybody's definition of snitching is different. You know what I'm saying? I'm providing commentary, on the live. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, shout out to Real T, watch it, hit the like button or whatever over there. I ain't no issue with them folks. My definition of snitching is if we commit a crime together and you turn on me and tell. That's to me the definition of snitching. That's to me, that's the baseline. And then, but everybody's definition of snitching is different. Okay, so when I heard this story, right? So the young lady saw someone get shot. Right? The wrong person went to prison. It shot have came back 6 years ago. And like, no, it wasn't that person, it was that person. Here's the problem from a commentary, because it's online. I can speak on it. Here where I think this is where it's to me completely and totally fucked up, right? Y'all let an innocent person do 15 years in prison, not 15, 15 years in prison, knowing damn well that person didn't do that. That's what makes you a fucked up person. It ain't the fact that you went back and told the correct thing, because that's the right thing to do, just based on what I seen. The right thing to do was at the time of the thing was say, hey, that person didn't do that. Even if you didn't want to tell who did it, at least say, nah, that wasn't him. At least keep saving nigga out of prison. I would least did that like, hey, I don't know who that person was, but it wasn't that person. And I would have left it just like that. And now it wasn't him. What up, T-Real? What up, Tribe? Yeah, I would have just said, like I said, I wouldn't have snitched though. I wouldn't say it was Pookie Ray Ray, ABCD, the J down the street. But I would have said, hey, listen, I did see the person, but it wasn't that person. And it would have just been like that. Ain't nowhere in hell I could have walked right here knowing, sent the wrong person to prison. I would let the police do the job on getting the correct person, but I wouldn't have let the wrong person go. And that's where I was like, why this past snitching? Like, I don't even know what you call that. That's horrible. That's horrible. And only God knows what happened to that man in prison. And you could have just kept Hans out of prison. Like this, but like I said, I'm only providing my commentary on what I seen on that live. You feel me? It don't get no better. That lie though, it don't get no better. I thought that was a lot. it got drugged to hell and more hell. And I'm like, dang, I ain't even had to do nothing. I ain't even had to do nothing. Let me tell you the other part that's jacked up on that I heard on the live. And them folk ain't lying, they produce paperwork. Even though you got to throw allegedly out there, we gonna allege it. They produce paperwork. The next worst thing I heard was somebody's child. Y'all go watch that live. Somebody's child, I think, was robbing a Gucci store or Louis and were trying to get away and killed the innocent man or soon to be father, killed him. And the mammy hit the boy up in the attic. Mm-hmm. Allegedly. I'm gonna tell you my commentary on that as a mother. And yeah. That's why I was like, listen, I'm promoting that live. They did. I'm promoting it. I'm promoting that one. We might not agree on one situation, but on this one, it was warranted. What they did today, that was warranted because Shout have been messing around and finding out on the dang on internet, taking time too. I dropped my cookbook. Taking time too. What's happening? My ranch is here. Everybody say what's happening, taking time too. So let me tell you, as a mama, I'm gonna tell you what my mama would have did to me. My mama would have turned my ass in because that's the right thing to do. He said, "What part? Say that again, T real." So part 2, because I'm just going over the lives I saw today. The young lady has a son that was either robbing a Gucci or a Louis store, and trying to get away and ended up killing her soon-to-be father. And she hit him in the attic from the police. If you go watch live, you put the math 1 + 1 gonna equal 2. And I said, if it were my mama, she would have turned me in because that man was innocent. That lost his life. He was minding his business, and because you want to be a thief, you took somebody out of here. My mama would have grabbed my hand. My mama I would have been in there sitting down, and I would have looked over. The police would have been taking me out the house. My mom wouldn't, she wouldn't have hit me. Nah. And I'm gonna tell you just like this: if mine had done it, I would walk him right on up in there. And that ain't snitching. You got to pay for your sins. You got to pay for your sin. He said, "Don't cuss me out." By the way, why is the how? Hold on, don't cuss me out. By the way, yeah, I see the bad guy now. Oh, prosperity. That's not even her auntie. She's not related to them at all. She is of no relation to that family whatsoever. Yeah, let the truth come out. It's not that she the bad guys. When you do bad stuff, it come out. When you do bad stuff, it come out. She is of no relation to them people. So I was like, shoot. Tell he said T-Real now, not trying to be messy. No, I mean she asked a legit question. I mean, because I'm Big Bird. So any days, I'm like, woo. Eddonis, are you for real, man? Dead serious. I'm not lying on that lady. She is no kin to the young lady who lost her life at all. She is not a family member. And she gonna try to lie, but just ask her how she's some kin. Ask her, show some baby pictures. Show some school pictures. Show with your mom and daddy. Dad. Yo. Yo. Yeah, let the truth come out. Yo, that where I'm at with it. I'm dead ass serious. But now, for real though, I would turn my child in. And you know what? When I was out here in these streets, and my mama, we had this conversation. Said, T-Ra, I like you done this. What up, Summer Flowers? I like it does. I don't want to make it seem like I'm no, you asking a legit question. Because everybody trying to figure out like what the hell is going on. Everybody want to know like what in the world? Why is it spinning like this? Yeah, you got the. It said Irv told me. Hold on. I'm trying to see something. He said because he said Irv told me. Exactly, Nicole. So I was listening to that person live the other day. I saw you in the comments when the BD came up. He was treating the one CCF. Uh huh. Uh huh. Peep the play. That I'm doing commentary on a lot of that. We gonna keep it calm. I'm keeping peep the play. This is why you can't throw stones when you live in a glass house. If I had that kind of background, I wouldn't even be online. Like you feel me? Like, I wouldn't be online poking at nobody. Like this is and I would be honest with you, like I ain't finna say when I was out in the streets and me and my mama had this conversation. I told my mom go ahead and snitch. Go ahead and tell. I wouldn't ask her to what? Hold on. Let me cut this camera off. Hello. All right, come on. Yeah, I'm on live. All right, yeah, my son, we had ordered a pizza and they decided they weren't coming. So, yeah, peep the play. He said he was calling her diva, et cetera, et cetera. And Susan K felt bad. I don't listen, when you do evil stuff, what we're talking about is a level of evil that's just kind of like, this is how you feeling. Sunflower, I feel a lot better. Let me read. I feel a lot better, and I want to thank you for the gospel music recommendation. Usually, I kind of stew when I get angry like that, but I had never tried gospel music on Calm Me Down, and I thank you. And from here on out, that's what I'm gonna be doing. If I ever get riled up like that again, I'm gonna be pushed that. We gonna be listening to gospel music, shouting music. We finna do it all. Is a girl, I saw that and heard that too. Yeah, y'all got to peep the play. I'm just doing commentary on what I saw. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. It's online. Yeah, sunflower. I truly, when I say I'm very, very thankful, I love when my people drop gems. Thank you for dropping that gem. Cause you, I be in my room fight now. Just be not. Yeah, I usually fight down. He said that's a good way to get rid of all but the foolishness. Listen, it lifted my spirits. Like it really did lift my spirits. You know what? It's a part in the Bible where David was playing the harp and it calmed somebody's spirit. I don't know the exact I don't know exactly where it is, but I know David was a musician. That's why he wrote Psalms and he played the harp. And I think either somebody was upset, it calmed somebody's spirit. And I don't know exactly where it's at, but y'all, what up, summer mommy? Y'all can look it up. So I'm gonna let y'all know my personality is I'm from the South, and you could be a dope boy and play drums at the church. I just want y'all to understand how I grew up in church. You could be a pimp and go to church. Okay, so don't be on here like, oh my God, you cousin, and you talking about God, and you got and I'm like, listen, what's this? It says T Real. Yes, thank you, Sunflower, and thank you, Dance, for talking to Q to move that way too. Just play some worship music and move that devil out the way. Yeah, because see, T Real, I believe in each one teach one. God blesses us to be a blessing to other people. So if I got something in my noggin that can help you, I'm gonna give it to you. That's why God always giving to me because I'm always giving. I don't care if it's knowledge, time, prayers, money come and money go. But I look at people like Quadra. I got nieces and nephews legitimately that's Quadra's age. So I always tell them the right thing to do. You know what I mean? As somebody that's walking the planet with no parents, I know one day I might not be here. And I don't want somebody to look at my son and tell him to do something wrong or steer him in the wrong direction. So I don't have a heaven or hell to put that young man in. And I'm not gonna mistreat him because of his past. And that's what a lot of folks need to understand. God gonna judge them based on stuff like that. The young man said, I'm sorry, forgive me, and let it go. Like he let it go. So for me, he nephew, and I would definitely give him whatever advice that can better his life. Because that's what we're supposed to be doing as Black people, or just people, godly people in general. That's what you're supposed to do, is try to put somebody on the correct path. I don't want to see the young man. I don't want to see him in no jail cell and stuff like that later on, where you can just tell him, hey, you pretty good at this content stuff. Go that way with it. You'll see some money with it. Go that way. You just, like, truth be told, we're gonna have to keep it real. Because that's all I can do is keep it real. Listen. This particular sector is getting ready to wrap up. Okay. Because the story is not forever. We was here to meet for a particular purpose and a particular time. And you have to peep the play. Taking time to say she should stay away from over there. My opinion, it's a lot of conflict of interest, in my opinion. I think I missed some of those. No, those I missed some. Da 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 da. It's my name is Shira. Come out of the book of song. Oh, she said my name is Shira. Came out the book of songs. It means songs. Yeah, Psalms mean songs, and that's actually outside of Proverbs. One of my favorite books of the Bible. This could get, I don't know if it can get dark or take a turn. So I'm gonna tell you like that. If y'all ain't read Psalms, man, come sit down. Come sit down with me. Come sit down. Sunflower said exactly. 105 Ks, I feel the same way about him. He's in my son. Exactly like I got nieces and nephews. I ain't finna tell that boy to go in the wrong direction. I don't want nobody to tell mine to do that. And besides, God will punish you. If you lead his people astray, it's just like putting a millstone around your neck and dropping it at the bottom of the sea. I ain't finna tell that boy go out here and do nothing that's gonna mess his life up. Hopefully he listen. Hopefully he pick up what I put down and take this. So I mean, he's good at it. He's entertainer. He's very entertainer. That's the point. He got natural content. He can naturally cut that camera on and everybody stop and listen because he's funny. So yeah, like let that boy shine and stop before I make another picture with an eggplant and somebody on it. That's what y'all doing. Sunflower said, as adults, we wouldn't want anybody to do that to us. Exactly. Taking time too says she should stay away from over there. In my opinion, it's a conflict of interest. My opinion. Taking time to break it down for me. What you talking about? T-Real said, KG, hey love. I like you too. Keep standing on business. I met y'all on real shit. I peep real out the movement. Thank you, T-Real. Prosperity said, taking, I guess it's for RM, but they feel how they feel. So yeah, I don't bother them, but the BD came up and I don't think he was at first. Nicole to say it is Samuel 16, 14, 23 about David and the harp. I can remember that. Samuel, because I had heard it, because it's another minister I listen to. He was talking about music. And you know what they doing? A lot of these folk putting spells and stuff on music. They doing a lot with this music stuff, and that's why that's why music change your mood. That's why I gave Sunflower her flowers. I wish I could just give you a sunflower. And it changed my mood. Because what if I had to cut on Little John and the East Side Boys? I'd have been on the expressway. So like what you gonna do? What you don't do? I would have been on the expressway doing 100 miles an hour. So yeah, God's music definitely calm me down. It said, Honey K, I felt in his spirit he would crashing out before he cut his hair. He really see, you don't know what people traumas and triggers is. Exactly, Dennis. You better tell it. You don't know what people traumas and triggers is. So I wasn't judgmental about them anyway, because you don't know what somebody done endured in their life to make them act a certain way. That's why I'm be honest, that's why I be mad when folks talking about folks' sexuality. If you really want to keep it a being but 100, majority of the folk that's doing what they call an alternative lifestyle, they done been inappropriately touched by an adult as a child. Hold on. Oh, the pizza did come there. Did you leave a tip? Brock, you tipped her? Huh? Did you leave a tip on the card? Yeah. All right. That's no. I go in there. Thank you. Sorry, y'all. I would try. I wanted to hit the mute button. I was trying to hit the mute button. I'm off with tip too. What was I saying? Yeah, a lot of folk that's been alternative lifestyle been touched inappropriate by adults. So when folk be bashing them section, I'm looking like, shut up. You don't know what made somebody go in that direction outside of trying something. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like I don't believe in bashing. You don't know what he was going through. You don't know what happened. It says that CC that went on RT panel and no came up. He said came up. I think I understand. He said exactly, be frequently. KJ, I'm sorry that happened to you. Give it to God. Yes, sunflowers on point. Thank you, Nicole. That is true. A lot have been such. Yeah, so I don't believe in judging somebody because they look different or act different. You get to know a person, you'll find out why they are different. And he talked about his trauma. So yeah, like, get that man a break. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. No, if he bother you, don't bother him. That's it. And then folk on here, he said he was treating deep voice. And I feel bad. Nah, I don't feel bad for none of them. They play too much. You folk play too much. And they play like that in real life. Like that. No. But back to the gym, I'm going to tell y'all about Psalms. So, in Psalms, I pray Psalms here and there. Now, if somebody offends me, I go to Psalms. It's some stuff in Psalms. David asking God to kill his enemies. Now, he asking God to kill his enemies. And I feel like if he can ask God to kill his enemies, I ask God to do the same thing. So you don't want to be my enemy. You don't want to be my enemy because I'll be asking God to take my enemies clean, smooth out. Take them out. Yeah, Psalm 91 protection. Have you done Psalms 55? Let me Psalms 55. Psalms 38. Like, David was on, so kill him, drag him to hell. I'll be like, yep. I'm finna read it. Yo, that's what I be on, man. Like, if you take it too far over here, I'm gonna be like, you know what? This how I be moved. Like, if I'm cussing you out, you safe. It's when you do something and I go quiet and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna crack that Bible. If somebody ever do something to me, you be like, dang, you ain't spit, you ain't slap, you ain't. I'm finna go to work. Don't you worry. I'm finna read it for y'all, man. It's wild work. Oh no, I'm trying to open it up on my phone. Not my phone, my computer, because I'm on my phone. So so my mom used to work at a church, man. And I'm gonna tell you like this. She would be so calm when somebody would offend her, it was scary. And I'd be like, you too calm. She's like, oh, I be praying. I'm like, praying? What you mean? I be like, you pray, I pull up. She's like, nah, start praying. And nobody that has ever did something to me, one, like it goes down. And then when somebody do something to my son, it really, really go down. I done seen folk have to do funerals. Like it's you got to be careful who you touch here in the spirit world. So this is how, to me, this works. We are spirits in a body, right? When this skin, when your spirit get out of your body, this right here gonna drop. It's gonna hit the ground. And a lot of folks don't understand it. What's inside of this that you're looking at, that's forever. This skin gonna drop and hit the floor. And that's it. He said, "Does I promise I don't want to be your enemy. You don't play for real, for real. I love that you ain't straight." And you know I would ask God like T real to pay to handle my enemies known and unknown. Thank you. Thank T real. I love y'all too. I have forgot to handle my enemies known and unknown. Because it's in the Bible. It's in the Bible. David asking God to kill his enemy. Well, why can't I ask him to do it? You know, I'm like, oh, you want to be an enemy? Come on now. Come on. And the best part about, having being spiritual, having God, having the Holy Spirit, that I get warning before time, before something happen. Like I always get warning before something happen. I know how to move or remove myself, not to get involved. But if you have a relationship with God, not too many things is gonna harm you. Like when they say no weapon formed against you will prosper, a lot of folks don't understand that the weapon can form, it just won't prosper, it won't work. So I live my days. It says Bible eats with basic instructions before leaving earth. That's it. Now, Nicole, now this will kind of bother me about people, right? A lot of people. Like, well, Bible was written by man, and then, I don't know why y'all believe the Bible because it's written by man, by this, by that. Well, who else supposed to write it? Like, can we be honest? Who else was supposed to write the book? The Bible is written by men, but inspired by God. Who else was supposed to write the book? Like, imagine hearing a pencil moving by itself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like God was working in these different people's lives, and it came together and made a book. And you have to think spiritually for the book to make sense, because it's called supernatural for a reason. Because it's beyond physical. It's beyond the physical. So when you see what we've experienced with this little sector here, please understand you're dealing with people whose spiritual backing ain't got nothing to do with God. Just listen to the stories that you're hearing. You'd be like, folk really do that? Just remember, it lines up. Either your actions gonna line up with God or the devil. It's one of them. It's people look at any reason to not be held accountable, and that's what the Bible does. Yeah, that's exactly what the Bible do. If you read the Bible and you don't feel no kind of conviction or wanting to change, something's wrong with you. Like my biggest fear was reprobated mind. And there was this man that told a story. I'm gonna find it since I made able to play stuff. I haven't learned how to use my little screen sharing thing yet, but there was a man that was in prison and he talked about this reprobated mind thing. But y'all, Psalms 55, that thing right there, man, I had a man that really screwed me over on some money, y'all. I would tell you, he did me dirty, like so dirty. I wanted to pull up, like I really was like you. It was an electrical contract that I worked, and when it was time to get paid, he stopped answering his phone, and come to find out, that's his normal behavior. is people go to work for him, and on payday, he don't answer the phone. So the way I move is, y'all see, I look people up. So I was like, man, this nigga playing with my damn money. I'm like, bye, you don't need to understand. Like, playing with my money is playing with my mental health. I'm gonna just say that. Playing with my money is playing with my mental health. So I was already like, yeah, I'm gonna go to jail. Yeah, this definitely is a trip to jail. So I was just sitting outside my bed like, and Psalms 55 came to mind. And the first time outside of this time when Psalm 55 came to my mind, I was dabbling in what's called hoodoo. Now, hoodoo is a form of Bible magic. Don't do it. Don't play with it. Don't do it. Because it doesn't, it's not right. I know a lot of folks be like, our ancestors this, that, the third. No. First time it came to me, I was up, and this lady, I had a friend that was into I had a friend, she was into, I didn't think nothing was wrong with it at the time, like divination and stuff like that, tarot cards. I didn't see nothing wrong with it at the time, but it's wrong, okay? And she was showing me how to do these things. So she called me and she was like, Duns, you know, you really got it. And I'm like, okay. She tell me about a lady who this story is terrible that I'm about to tell y'all. This lady son was murdered by his best friend, and the best friend came to the funeral. Okay. So the best friend set her son up to get robbed. They killed him. And the police didn't do nothing. Like that, it wasn't, because it was set up, everybody was able to cover their stories and things like that. So I got up that morning. I was like, well, let me pray on it and let me see what to tell her. She said, I don't know what to tell her. The book opened up to, well, when I got on my phone, and that was my phone, my version of the Bible. I do got physical copies of Bibles. I got like 10, 15 Bibles. He said, so you know the work E. I knew listen, because it's, you do understand because we're in the South, but I no longer practice that. But I'm just telling you that I know about it. I know. So I was like, hey, the book, when I opened up my phone, randomly, it was Psalm 55. Right? And inside Psalms 55, it says, divide their tongues, all kinds of drag them to hell. I mean, David is saying, get them, get them, get them. And basically, David says, they paid me evil for good. Like, that's why he was mad. He said, they paid me evil for good, man. Like, God, how could they do me like that? Like, he really going in. So, yeah, Psalms and Proverbs actually two of my favorite books in the Bible. So I tell her, hey, Psalm 55 sound like the one. This is what she tell it later. She tell it later, of course, get a black candle. This is crazy. She tell her, get a black candle, and then pray that for 7 days straight. Like I said, back then, I thought it was right. You know, I thought it was right, you know. That lady reached back out to her about a month later. One of the boys went to jail, one died, and the other one on the run. Like, the case got opened up. Yeah, like it goes down. So spiritually, you can't play like that. Like, when you take somebody's life, the door open. When you lying and slandering on somebody, the door open. The door open for the devil to come in and do whatever it is he gonna do. So I know, because of growing up in church, I done looked at all these different spirituality. I done hung around people that do the E5 stuff. No, you don't know what somebody do. That's all I got to say. He said, mine too, love those two books. He said she was doing dark work, which is never good. All of it bad. Not when you're dealing with God though. But when you start doing work, a lot of folks try to call it white magic, black magic. It's all wrong. It's all wrong. It is your source. You only got two sources. You got God, you got the devil. So how that me and the young lady that I would talk to like that, we didn't disperse, but we kind of just fell back from each other because I was like, hey, I can no longer practice that because it's not right. Jesus is the power that I need. I don't have to have an altar, doing all this blowing smoke. Like I was going in. He said, now what she do for 7 days, cause it's some itches I need down. I'm gonna tell you, you ain't gotta do all that candle stuff. You ain't gotta do all that. When you pray, when you pray, like say like Psalms and stuff in the Bible, just put that person name in it. That's all. He said, my family practices. Yeah, like I can't, I'm not trying to like, you know, what I'm trying, 105K, you know where I'm going with it. It just I saw I started seeing stuff. Like I started seeing stuff. So I'm very uh what is the word? I am sensitive spiritually. So I can see stuff. That's about the best way I can. Yeah, you say I practice because some people do dirt with it. Everybody is not good. Yeah, like I said, I'm not on some beat you over the head. Oh no, no, no. But I just know that it's one way or this way. So I went this way. It's still me praying with the Bible. I just put the person name. That's all. I just put that person name. That's it. I don't need their picture. I don't need a lock of hair. I don't need none of that. I just put the person name and move on. That's what I do. And it worked. Your hands clean. You go on about your way. Like I said, I ain't know. I'm gonna go ahead. T Real, T Real, you said you got let me T Real, I'm finna put you on the sun. Let me see something real quick. All right, so stay in the chat with me, T Real. So it says, listen to my prayer, oh God. Do not ignore my plea. Hear me and answer me. My thoughts trouble me. I am distraught. And this is the NIV version. That's the version that I can understand. Because I can't do the thous and the thes for King James Version. So my thoughts trouble me. I am distraught because of what my enemy is saying. So in place of enemy, put who you talking about in there. Okay? Because of the threats of the wicked, they bring down suffering on me and assail me in their anger. My heart is in anguish within. The terrors of death have fallen on me. Fear and trembling have beset me. Horror has overwhelmed me. I said, oh, that I had the wings of a dove, I would fly away and be at rest. I would flee far away and stay in the desert. I would hurry to my place of shelter, far from the tempest of storm. Lord, confuse the wicked, confound their words. Now, you can leave it at wicked or whoever you're talking to. If you say confuse Sarah and confuse her words, you can say that. For I see violence and strife in the city, day and night they prowl about on it in walls, malice and abuse are within. Destructive forces are at work in the city. threats and lies never leave its streets. If an enemy, oh, if an enemy were insulting me, I could endure it. If a foe was rising against me, I could hide. But it is you, a man like myself, a man like myself, my companion, my close friend with whom I once enjoyed sweet fellowship at the house of God. As we walked about among the worshipers, like death, take my enemies by surprise. David just asked God to kill his enemies. Like death, take my enemies by surprise. Let them go down alive to the realm of death, for evil findings lodging among them. As for me, I call to God, and the Lord saves me, evening, morning, and noon. I cry out in distress, and he hears my voice. He rescues me unharmed from the battle waged against me, even though many oppose me. God is who informed from old and who does not change. He will hear them and humble them because they have no fear of God. I mean, people who do stir dirt continuously don't fear God, like it's obviously. It says, my companion attacks his friends, he violates his covenant, he talks his smooth as butter, yet wars in his heart. His words are more smoother than oil, yet they are drawn words. Cast your cares on the Lord, and he will sustain you. He will never let the righteous be shaken. But you, God, will bring down the wicked to the pit of decay. The bloodthirsty and deceitful will not live out half their days. But as for me, I trust in you. So, what you do, put their name in it. It's I want to do the same thing to you that you are doing to me. That's it. That's all. I say this, taking time to. God can get them better than you can. I'm gonna tell you like that. Cause see, some of us want to control the outcome. Like, say somebody stole your car, you want them to lose their car when they get it, or somebody steal your man, you hope the relationship don't work. When you pray, he said that was Psalm 55, Nicole. I've prayed that over some of my enemies, and baby, when I saw them some months or years later, I was like, good night. Phew. And I don't laugh. He said, I seen people playing with work, thinking they could do stuff to people, and it backfire. I would never go down ever. Hey, honey, when I listen. Listen, this is the thing. He says, as long as I pray, I feel like, she said, I feel like my ancestors and God fights for me. I'm protected. That's what prayer about. Because you can't control. So what's that part about? It said, we wrestle not with flesh and blood, but with principalities, rulers, I think, and forces of the air. You're not dealing with, so like me and you, or I guess I have a disagreement or something like that. 9 times out of 10, you're dealing with what's inside of me and not me. So you're dealing with the spirit. And you can't fight a spirit with your hands. You can only fight a spirit with a spirit. If you catch my drift, that's why it's called spiritual warfare. So since we are spirits, everything is words. Everything is words. And that's what a lot of non-spiritual people don't understand. Everything you say count. Every word that you say will count. That's why I've been trying to be on the campaign of watching my mouth, because my mouth is terrible. I was like, you don't want me to get mad and go and get the going off, or you like, you know what? I'm gonna start praying. You leave it alone. Your words count. Like if you think about it, everything was created off words. God said, God said, God said, God said. Everything is God said. You haven't heard of just God just picking up the rock and throwing it. God said, hey, drop fire. Hey, flood. It's him talking. Like it said, God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. That means He spoke, and the light, and we had light. So with everything being words, you control what's around you. Now we're not gods. We just have some of the powers. And that's what a lot of folk got it messed up. They think they gods. And you'll find out shortly after you die that you are not God. That's what I was people think like, I am my own God. Really? Then why you broke if you your own God? Why you not? Why you broke? Why your car broke down? If you're your own God, why you just can't just get you a car right now? You feel me? So a lot of people don't understand that prayer works. And then I came to realization, it was like 5 or 6 years ago, that you can invoke the prayers of your forefathers. And a lot of people don't understand that. Like, so when we pray, it's being recorded. So y'all got to understand, like, it's being recorded. So I know it's another part of the Bible, and they went over this Sunday at church, where I can't remember, somebody asked for an answer to something, and it took the angel, I think it was Michael, 21 days to give this person the answer because he was fighting in the second heaven. You see what I'm saying? Like, so you praying and you got your angels and stuff around you. And that's why I don't be tripping like about like protection and stuff like that. I know my angels got it. But I also don't do nothing stupid either. That will just cancel anything that I put out there. So it took, I think it was Michael or Gabriel, 21 days to deliver a message. And the man, like, he said, "Can I share something with you?" Yes, Sunflower. Absolutely, Sunflower. And yeah, the angel, told him, like, "Hey man, I had to fight. Like, we had to have a whole war. You asked this question, and God gave us the message. But why it took so long? Cause we were fighting. We had to fight to get the message to you. That's why it took so long. So yeah, prayer is everything. Like, if somebody do you dirty, man, y'all watching it right now. Like, y'all watching what's going on in real time. How God works. Nothing goes unpunished. Nothing goes. The dark always come to light. It always come to light. So if somebody do something to you, T-real, first thing first, forgive yourself for yeah, so as Sunflower did, I think I did tell you, yeah, you go ahead and share. You probably typing. You probably typing. Uh First forgive yourself for either trusting that person or allowing, such things happen, or not listening to God, and then you turn around and when you pray, you giving it to God. Now, it ain't easy. So I wish I could come up because it's a lot, but let me just say it here. What you were talking about in the scripture, all I want to say is be careful with it. Be careful with it. As in, like, let me see how to put it. See. You know what? This is my first time doing this, Sunflower. I'm gonna I'm gonna drop the link because I want to hear what you gotta say. Hold on, I'm trying to figure. It's been a while since I dropped the link. Hmm. Hold on, Sunflower. I'm trying to say how to. Let me see. I'm trying to do something. The hell? I didn't ask you to do that. Sunflower, I'm trying to make the thing. You let me drop the link. You like, hold on. There you go. You see it, sunflower? No, it didn't go up there. What? Why you won't lay, man? All right. You see it, sunflower? It's a rare case, not drop link, but I want to hear what you mean by that. Ah, what was I saying? Yeah, give it to God. He's a debt collector. And what happens is he hear I cry. Like I done been well, like my God, how you let these folks do this to me? You know, and I'm like, come on, man. You really let this happen, or I don't blame them, but I'm like, come on. Can you get them? Can you this? Can you that? And I realized that God working his time and not my time. And he also gives people grace. Because sometimes, T real, just like you won't gotta give you grace for wrongdoing, you know, he do the same thing for other people. But it never goes unpunished though. Like, trust me. Sometimes your enemies get it and you can't see it. Yeah, sometimes you get it and you can't see it. Sunflower, hit the linky. Cause I want to see what you I want to hear what you it's a rare case, like I say, it's rare I drop it. LT real, just know God handles anybody that do his people wrong. He handles it. He handles it like, and sometimes I ask God to bless them, because a lot of times I had a lady tell me this. She's like, have you ever thought about asking God to bless your enemies? And I'm like, why? And she was like, shoot, she said exactly, they might be suffering and certain, hold on, probably 26, with certain health issue like the heart. Like, you never know what that person might be getting it and you don't know it. So I had a lady tell me, and she sends me prayers every morning. And I like, what you mean pray for a prayer blessing them? I like, why you can't just pray that what they did you do happens to them? Like, what, why not? And she was like, imagine, right? Uh-oh. All right, let me see how to put you on stage, sunflower. Sunflower.
Yes.
All right,
Can you hear me?
hit me. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so once I didn't want to text all of that. I hate when if I'm gonna take text something and it's gonna be long, I've always rather just talk because I can't. I'll be done said forget it because it's take too long. So
All right.
I was just wanting to make sure you understood what I was saying instead of trying to type all of that. But when you was talking about the scripture. I think was it Psalms 51
That's
that you were reading
55.
from? 55. And you were saying that about as you read it, you could replace the scripture, say the person's name, just put their name in it. Put their name in the Bible with
Mm-hmm.
any spot. I'm just gonna say, you know, when we say we don't take revenge is the Lord's, the revenge is God's, and his revenge is always better than our own. So
Right.
when we say that we put something in God's hands and we open the Bible and we read scripture, and I'm only saying this because I remember a time when I did this and I did it from a wrong place, like how
Okay.
in my where I was in my heart for this man that had hurt me really bad. I wanted revenge and I wanted to do it the right way. And I know, okay, Me letting God do it, this is the right way because it ain't me. I'm not going after him. I'm giving it to you, God. But I'm opening the Bible up to these scriptures and I'm saying this man's name. I want you to do this to him. I want you to do this to him. That's what I'm thinking in my mind as I read. And after I'm done reading, I close my Bible. God is going to take care of them. God is going to take care of them. But my mindset was I wanted God to do something harmful to that person. I
Yeah.
wasn't wanting him to go and whip him spiritually. I wanted him to harm him, put him in the hospital, whatever you could. I wasn't even thinking, like, even if something happened to him, deathly. I was like, I just wanted him to be handled in the worst way.
You
Now,
want him to
take
suffer
myself,
the way you suffer.
right, right. But was I right to in that place to think that way? No.
Hmm.
But did I care at that point? No. I was just angry at what that person had done to me. And I just wanted God to deal with it. And not just him, a lot of other people that have done stuff to me. When people do stuff to
Yeah.
you and you are in Christ, let me say that because everybody ain't in Christ. So
That's true.
if you are in Christ and you're trying to do things God's way, you have to take on God's mindset. So to make a long story short, because I can, if you as you get to know me, when I talk, with talking about God or anything, it can get long winded, and I don't want to do that because I know y'all ain't got all that time for me. But
Nah, you good. You good. We just chopping it up.
but I have to take on the mindset of Christ. When we take on the mindset of Christ, meaning when we change, we're in church, if we go up to the altar and
Hmm.
we'll say, I'm up here for prayer. God, I need you to change my direction. This person did this to me, and right now, I just want to hurt them. And if you don't change my mindset, if you don't do something, I'm going to do something. So we ask for prayer, they pray for us, and they tell us, usually the preacher will tell us, okay, now when you leave this altar, you leave whatever you brought up here at the altar, and you go back to your seat. And that means you casted your care on God, on Him. You left whatever you were thinking for that person, whatever you were feeling, you left it there. So when we say we take on the mindset of Christ, let me try to bring this back to what I came up in the first place. When we take on the mindset of
Okay.
Christ, when we take on His mindset, when we go into scripture, when we read the Bible, we're not supposed to say, look at it in a way of replacing the names and putting the person's name. And I'm only saying it because I used to do that. And
Okay.
when I healed from the trauma, when I healed from what happened to me, what I went through, I understood that better. That when we put something in God's hands, we no longer seek revenge. We trust that God's wrath is better than ours, but He's not gonna do it the way we would do it. Do you understand what I'm saying?
That's true.
He
That's
won't
true.
do it the way he won't do it the way we would do it. Even if we go to him, when we go to him and we have a mindset of him, even when we go to him and we're upset, because we all have days when we just mad. I know I do. I'm mad.
Uh,
I go to God mad and I'll just tell him in that way. I'm upset. I don't want to hear none of this religious stuff. I just want you to handle this person in the worst way. God ain't gonna handle them the way we want him to handle them. His handling is I'm gonna sit them down and I'm gonna try to get through them through my word. And he can send people to that person that will
Right.
lead them in a different direction, or he can allow things to happen, misfortune, that type of stuff is basically reaping what we reap, what we sow. So whatever somebody does to us, we don't have to try to force evil on them or force something else to happen to them. My mindset is, you do it to me, I don't have to worry about trying to do it back to you. I leave you in God's hands, and his hands is better than mine.
Yeah, you
That's
right.
on you.
You right.
That's on your heart. That's on your heart. I walk away with a clear heart. You walk away upset, mad, all of that stuff, but I'm not carrying that. So at
That's
the
where
end of the
forgiveness comes
day,
in.
right, at the end of the day, when we say, when somebody upsets us and does something to us, we don't seek, we're supposed to take on the mindset of Christ and not seek revenge, but give them to God, give that situation to God. And that's not all, and I'm not sitting here saying that like that's easy. That's never been easy for me. It's never
Right.
gonna be easy, especially ain't no telling, depending on what the person did to you, you're not gonna always wanna, who's quick to go to God, yeah, he just cussed me, cussed my mom out, or did this, said something ill about my child, or said something ill about my family. The last thing we're gonna do is say, "Girl, I gave it to God. I ain't worried about it." No, you be ready to knuck and do everything else, punch, fight, whatever you, however you handle situations. That's the first thing you're gonna want to do. But the best thing for us to do when we have the mindset of Christ is to quickly, was like you said a few minutes ago, forgive. Forgiveness, it's not easy to forgive people that wrong us, especially when they mean to do it, when they meant to do. You meant that. If you said it, you meant it. When you say stuff in anger, you don't always mean it, but you still said it. And forgiveness is not even easy. But that's why we keep saying it. I forgive people, but I find myself having to keep saying it. I forgave them yesterday, but today the enemy brought thoughts up in my mind about what they did to me, and I started back getting upset with them again. And then what did I have to do? I forgive
Start
you.
over.
I forgive you.
Yes.
And you keep saying
That's
it.
funny.
You keep doing
That's
it no
funny.
matter how long.
That's funny
Yeah.
because I had to learn. It took me a while to realize if I actually forgave somebody. If we sit in the room with each other and I don't feel no kind of way, there's no animosity. And it took a while for me to get to that point. And and like I say, to me, it's an everyday process. But my biggest thing, like when people do stuff, right? Because like that's the part of the Bible they say you're supposed to pray, bless, what is it, bless those that curse you.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I know it's in there, but why?
Right.
So like, because I'm like,
Right.
as a human, you got a right to be like, all right, God, I know what you saying, but why? Like, why?
Right.
Like,
Right. Like, I know what you're
you
saying. I
telling
know what you want
me,
me to do. I know what you want me to do, but why you want me to do that? I would much rather do this.
I rather,
Right.
and we fair game. Because I'm honest with
Right.
I read Bless Those That Curse You. It was another one in that I was like, really? Like, why you
Yeah.
just can't blow it up? You know, how you might First Testament go, you just like blowing stuff up and setting stuff on fire. Like, why you just can't
Right.
set
And
it?
we don't always get it right. And that's why I always say we not God. That's where that comes
Yeah.
in at. I'm not God, so I know I'm not gonna always respond like God would respond. But the bigger picture to that is, even though we may not always respond the way God would respond, the blessing in that is knowing that, okay, I didn't respond the way God wanted me to respond, but I know how to hold myself accountable. At some point, let me calm down like you did
Mhm.
with the when you turned on the gospel music. and got yourself
Yes.
together, and you just allowed your spirit to get in tune with what God was, and that's all it takes. Sometimes that's what I was saying that night. Sometimes all we have to do is get into the pure presence of God, because things change. Just you don't have to say nothing. I don't have to do anything. When I'm upset, I come home, turn on my worship, praise and worship music, and just sit in it. And there's no time limit on that. You can sit in there, and that's what I
He's
honor
let's take
you
it time
for
to say
doing.
forgiveness is staying away. He said, well, hold on, I'm trying to see where y'all come. He said, forgiveness is staying away from you for me. Uh, take it time to. I learned, I'm learning forgiveness because I was one of them people that to the ends of the earth.
Yeah,
We all it down. But I realized I ain't finna go to hell because you offended me. That's really I
right,
had to get in my mind. I ain't finna go to hell because you offended me. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn you over. Now,
right.
does it happen immediately? It's spoke. Now I had one preacher say he do it immediately. And I like, well, I don't know how. I wish I
Yeah,
had it. He said he
a
just
lot of
released
people
it
say that, and
immediately.
they don't even. Yeah, they make it seem so easy. But I know for me personally, forgiveness is something I've struggled with. It. I can forgive, but I had to learn that because people will make you feel like when you forgive somebody, you have to reconnect with them. If you don't reconnect with them, if you don't start back hanging with them and talking to them, people will make you guilt trip you and make you feel like, oh, she must not have forgave her because she don't even speak to her still. No, forgiveness does not
Hmm.
require reconnection.
Exactly.
Forgiveness does not
Forgiveness does not
require
equal.
reconciliation. Yeah. Because
That's it. That
some people that push you and do stuff to you, depending on what they did to you don't need
Mhm.
you have to handle them differently. You have to handle
Yeah.
them differently.
You heard the term feed them with a long handle spoon.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Right.
me. Like I got people that I don't forgave you, but can you have the same access that you had before? No. Because I
Yeah.
just you showed me who you are,
Boundaries.
and I believe you now. Like I believe you exactly who you are. So I get you,
Right. Because if you don't
but
do
can you?
that, sometimes they will re injure you. They'll turn around and do the same thing again because you let them back in when God said, forgive them. That's what God asked us to do, is to forgive. And sometimes people like taking I think taking time too was saying leaving, getting away from them. Sometimes you have to do that until you and allow yourself to get to a place where you can see them and do that. But that's a part of it. As long as you don't have any malice and envy and all of that in your heart, then it's nothing wrong with removing yourself from people and situations. But I'm not gonna hold
I
up hold up your time. I just wanted to come up here and share that little bit.
and I wanted to hear it too, because I can say you have words of wisdom based on what you write in the chat. So I definitely um I take I take all words of wisdom. So I like I said, I appreciate you for sharing that with me because I'm not perfect. I'm just a human out here fiddling around till I get it right. Or if I ever get it right, I try.
Right. And that's everybody. But the biggest thing what I've been God has been dealing with me a lot about now is accountability. And as I've been on YouTube, I've been sitting back and seeing a lot of that, like all of these different people doing all of this stuff, and nobody is taking accountability. Like, if you don't hold yourself accountable or allow somebody to hold you accountable, how are you growing? How are you changing for the better?
Well, I purposefully hang out with people that can tell me you wrong. And I don't mind receiving you
Right.
wrong. You see what I'm saying? some people hang around yes people because they don't want to hear the words you're wrong. Now, everybody not interested in growing, and some people it works for them to not have accountability. It really works for them. They've been through, going through life and it's been working. Now
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get to the end of my life, right? And we have to have a
Right.
conversation with God. And I didn't stop and listen. I didn't ask for forgiveness. I didn't change. People that don't have accountability don't repent.
Right.
So if you're refusing to repent, your destination is always is set. And it's a sad day.
Exactly.
Tell me I'm out of pocket. Tell me. I take that. I take the butt whip. I'm trying to stop. I take the butt whip. Give it to me, cause I rather sunflower. I rather you tell me I'm wrong than me be up there talking to God. He be like, "Who are you?" Well, I don't know you. Get on
Right.
up out of here. I rather you tell me, Eddonis, you're a little off right now. Look at it like this, and then that'll give me time to go look. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. I'd rather another human do it than wait for God to do it, and then it's too late.
Right. And that's what I'm going back to, like how you handled that the other night and you just turned on the worship music. And that's what I was hearing, like just tell her to turn on praise and worship music. Don't say nothing else, just turn on the music because you was ready, ticking time bomb and ready to just didn't know what to do and ready to just explode. And in those moments, instead of reacting like some people will want you to do, you don't give them that. Just turn on your praise and worship music and it changed everything. I mean, I'm sure everybody that was in the room that night should have felt that. It changes everything. It removes tension. Getting in the presence of
Mm-hmm.
God, He just does what He needs to do, and you allowed Him to do that for you. So that was the blessing. You allowed God to do that. So
I felt like
big
God
ups
sent
to
you.
you. Big ups to you for
Thank you.
handling that way. Pat yourself on the
Thank
back.
you. Thank you. I appreciate you because, baby, the air in my room changed. Like if I don't, because I can tell you're spiritual, so you can tell when it's dark, it feels heavy, and when that spirit leaves, the room has like air. Like I
Yeah,
can't really. I'm trying to describe it, but you have to be spiritual to know what I'm saying. So when I was
yeah.
angry like that, it felt like weight was on me.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I
And you
looked
have
down
to
the chair, you like
release
put on some
that.
gospel music. But when I did it, it felt like something got off me and it just got light. So I was like,
Yeah.
yes. That was because I couldn't think. I was like, what do you do with this anger? Like you can't. What can you do with it? When you're angry
Give it
like
to
that.
Him. Just give it to
Yeah,
God. Give it to
yeah,
God
you're right.
instead of tearing up, knocking in walls and throwing chairs and cussing people out. Instead of doing all of that, give it to God and turn on some praise and worship music.
I do the live
and
one to cuss
sometimes you
people
may
out, but
not
I ain't tired of the
and
walls.
sometimes and sometimes we you win some, you lose some it may be another occasion. Prayerfully, that'll be the first thing you think of. Let me turn on my praise and worship music. But sometimes that may not always be the case. You may just knock something off that night. But prayerfully, you will think to turn on your prayerfully you think to turn on your music each time that happens. And it ain't gonna always be easy because the enemy knows how to get to us and he will come to us in the worst way. He knows what to do to get us to respond. And he gonna keep on trying you. But just know
Yeah,
that when you turn on that praise and worship music, just know that that's your way of winning without
yes,
saying
ma'am.
anything else. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
I like I said, I take all gems, all wisdom. Do not be afraid to. I take it. Give it to me.
okay. Well, all
I
right.
take
It was a blessing to come up here, and you have a good rest of the night. I'll jump back in the chat.
I,
You have to drop me
I
because I don't even know how to get back out of here.
let me see how to drop you. Because it's rare occasion now. Let me see how to do that thing. Let's see.
But stay encouraged.
Yes, ma'am. He said, okay. I guess okay, remove from stage. I'm like, because there's so many buttons back here. Oh, well, I did it before. All right, something I didn't mean to, like just abruptly drop you. But thank you. I take all gems. Let me go back to the chat. There's a Eula Beulah, a Eula Beulah. Thank you for saying hello. He said, I had dinner work today and I've been sleeping. The anesthesia, my apologies to you for the other day. I didn't want y'all arguing, so I waited till later, but you had left. Yeah, I don't know who Eula Bella is. What up, gossip and giggles? What's happening? What's happening? Taking time too. Thank y'all for getting in there. So we were just talking about praying with saying the person name. Now I have been doing it for a minute, but she does have a point to that. So I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm just like y'all, trying to find my way around here. That's it. I'm just like y'all, trying to find my way around here. But I had been reading. I'm gonna go back to my friend Mama. It says she prays blessings over her enemies. And I was like, you what? He's supposed to bless those that curse you. And that's one of the verses in the Bible. I'm like, really? Really? Like, bless somebody that been cursing you? So she gave me an idea. She was like, listen, say if you got a job, right? And your boss is doing all this kind of stuff to you. She said, but if you play a blessing on your boss, he might just go find him another job somewhere. And I was like, oh. So I ain't think about it like that. I had other thoughts in mind. She was like, no, if you play a blessing on him, he might get blessed with a new house far away from you. And I was like, oh, it's two ways to look at it. So as I'm diving into it, and we also talking about forgiveness. Now I'm gonna tell y'all, that's man. Oh, matter of fact, taking time too had a comment that I want to get to. Let me go back. Is a take time to say when my husband passed, I found out who everybody was to me. Their presence is no longer needed. Hey, taking time to since you mentioned that. I saw that when my parents died. So when somebody died, I've heard the horror stories about how people act. I know I can't be the only one taking time to. I know you're not the only one. I've heard straight horror stories about how people act when people die, which is really, 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 really weird to me. So since we're here, we're gonna speak on that. I have never seen people when someone died be worried about what they got, what folk gonna get. It always boils down to money. And don't nobody ever think about maybe the person that's left behind is grieving. Y'all worried about it, the house, the car, the insurance money, what they got left. I heard this, I heard that. And I'm like, do y'all ever wonder if the other person is grieving, especially like in your case, taking time to you lost your life partner? In my case, I lost my parents. I had for asking me all kind of weird questions when my dad passed. And I was like, man, if you don't get out of my face asking me all these dumb questions like, what did he leave you? What you gonna do with his house? What you gonna do with it if you don't go away today? Because you will prefer the person to be here than their items that they left behind. So you get folk asking you these weird questions and all that. It's kind of like, man. And I had to just realize that maybe the person being alive kept you from seeing who these people really are. So my parents passed and I saw how my people were acting. I said, I got a trick for y'all. Cut off. Yep. I went and started cutting folk off. Because I realized you have boundaries. Being in someone's life, right? It's a privilege to be in someone's life, not a right. Sunflower. She down there laughing. Yeah, Sunflower. I wasn't trying like Shabane just kick you off stage. I appreciate your wisdom, but I realized Ashley Baltimore was I was on the east side today. Yo, I was on the east side. They finally fixed some portions of I-20. Yeah, I started cutting people out. I started realizing that I control who I talk to, who I deal with, who's on planet Eddonis. And everybody got their own planet. Like Sunflower got her own planet. Take Tattoo got her own planet. Gossip and Giggles got their own planet. Everybody got their own planet. And you decide who is going to be on your planet. And once I saw what people really thought, I was like, oh, bet. I got you. But also it took me a while to forgive. Now, my thing is I don't want to take forever to forgive no more. I got to thinking and I got to wonder like, damn, the Sunflower does have some points. When you talking to God, and I be like, hey, man, you know how you blew up the world first? You know how you dropped those boulders? Can you drop one on their house? Like, I really be like, hey, God, can you drop a boulder on such and such house real quick? I know you probably looking like, no. What about the other people? Now, man, they be okay. I've actually, just been like, all right, do it back to them. And I remember one time I tried to seek revenge on my own. It didn't work. It was the worst thing ever. I tell you, seeking revenge on my own was wild work because I just felt like, just being honest, because that's who I am. I thought God needed some help. How stupid am I, right? I'm like, you're taking a little bit too long. And I decided I'm going to get in the way. And I give God, like, if you don't move and get out my way, so I'm out in his way. Because I'm thinking, like, I want it done today. And he like, no, it's not how they work. He said, I went to jail the day I buried my husband. Itches tried to test me, and I failed the test. Don't feel bad about going to jail, taking time to. I, too, have gone to jail. I almost went the day of my dad's funeral. Yeah, I had a weirdo. And I'm like, hey, bro, I'm going to beat your ass. Whisper sweet nothing is in his ear. I was like, hey, I will absolutely beat your ass in this house. You should leave now. It was one of my dad's co-workers. I was like, hey, man. He had me spread the rumors on it, and they came back and told me. I was like, yeah. My daddy not here. I could beat your ass, nigga. If you go to work and tell he can't hear it, like, yeah, I was one of them. Yeah. Don't feel bad taking time too. Yeah, don't feel bad. He says, that's being real though, we're human. Yeah. Got some give put pound me too. He just said it's a lesson and all of it taking time to as long as we get the lesson and don't have to keep repeating. Yeah, don't be a repeat offender. I mean, because I've been a repeat offender, but I was younger, but I was on the slow bus. Now I've been on the slow bus. So I try not to get on the slow bus no more. So last time I went to jail, I was 36, seeking revenge. And one of my exes went too far. So like she took it too far. And I'm like, what you saw the other day, I was doing it in person. That's all I'm like, oh no. Crazy nigga activate. That's kind of what happened. Like, oh, you want to see it. And I know God was like, if you don't get out of my way, bro, I got it. Like, move. And he moved me, all right. He moved me straight to jail. And I'm going to tell you this story. It's funny, not funny. So I did what I did and went to work. And I went and looked on the computer. Because you can look on the computer to see if you got an arrest warrant. Just so you know. Go look up your own court case and see if they did an arrest warrant for you. So I went to work, checked seeing out of arrest warrant. I knew I was going to jail. I knew I was going. Like I knew I was going. Like you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I did something to go. So heard the police call my phone. And I'm like, man, I ain't finna talk to you. But you kept calling my phone. I'm looking for Eddonis, Kansas. This is Gwinnett County Police. I was like, click. My hands were hurting because I done punched through a glass window and were leaning in my ex-fiance window at 2:30 in the morning. And how I ended up there was she had a chick threaten me, the new boo. She had a new boo threaten me. And I was like, oh, welcome to the game show of fucking around and finding out. You are now a contestant on my game show. Baby, I dropped my son off. Now, I thought Gwinnett was like Fulton County because that's where I'm from, Fulton County, Atlanta. So I'm thinking Gwinnett because it's a little misdemeanor. It going to let you bond yourself out like you can in Fulton County. No. So me being the crazy person I did was I recorded myself in front of Gwinnett County Jail because I had really just lost my biscuits and skibbles and bits and all that at the same time. So I'm in front of the jail recording. I drove myself to jail. Don't worry. Like I'm telling y'all the kind of crazy I am. I did something and drove myself to jail. Parked my car in the parking lot, posted a video online, and everybody thought I was playing because I play too much. They really thought I was playing, right? So I go into jail, and I was like, hey. And they were like, what are you here for? I said, I got a warrant. And they were like, how you know you got a warrant? I was like, because I know I got a warrant. I checked the computer. And they were like, you can check a computer? I was like, yeah, I checked the computer, and I got a warrant. And like, and you brought yourself here? I was like, yeah, I drove myself here. I said, why get pulled over? And y'all impound my car? Well, I could just drive myself to jail. You see? You're going to drive me here anyway, right? So they kept looking. They're like, man, we don't see no warrant. I said, listen, look again. I got a warrant. They're like, damn, sure do got a warrant. They were like, what you do? How you know you got a warrant? I said, just know. I did something to get it. I can't tell you what I did, but I definitely did something to get one. They're like, yeah, just give us your cell phone. You had this, that, the third, blah, blah, blah. You got to take your nose ring out. They're like, you crazy. Or you drove yourself down here. So, yeah, I drove myself to jail. It gets worse. After I posted the video online, I didn't know you could call the jail and them folk give you the phone to talk. So my sister called and was like, nigga, you in jail? And she goes off. You did what? I'm like, hey. So me and my sister got into it. And I cussed my sister out. Because I'm thinking I can bond myself. I don't need nobody to sign my bond. No. Think again. Gwinnett County have it where someone has to sign your bond. And it can't be you. You can't even use your own money. You can't even use your own houses. I'm like, hey, can I just put up one of my houses? They're like, no. Someone has to put up their house. I'm like, what you mean? I like, can I just put up one of my houses? And the book was number like $1,300. I'm like, listen, I can just put up my house and we're fine. Like, that man was like, Now, I'm calling every bond company. I'm like, hey, man, can I just pay a little 10%? It's $120 something in bond out. They're like, no, someone has to sign your bond. I called literally every bonding company that came up on that screen. And it was so bad. The TV was false. So I had the girls. I'm like, hey, can you see that TV back there? And they write telephone number. I call. Cause I cussed my sister out. She left me in there for a week. She left me in there a whole week. And by day 3 or 4, I was like, hey, I didn't mean to cuss you out like that. I was so upset. Can you come get me? She's like, I'm on the way. 3 days later. After being in there 3 days. 3 days later, she come and she get me out of jail. She left me out 7 whole nights. without a word from you. Whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah, I was in there doing code. We in there taking times, going out to watch TV. And I mean, it was, and then in Gwinnett, is more geared to the Latina crowd. So I asked for a Bible. They gave me a Bible in Spanish. What I was supposed to do with a Bible in Spanish? Now, all the times I don't go to job, I be fasting and praying when I'm in there. Like that's the most fasting and praying I ever done was being locked up. I go in there and I just fast and pray. Because in my mind, I'm like, shoot, I'm gonna get out tomorrow. And then tomorrow come, now the next day, and then now the next day. I mean, sis left me in there. And it got even crazy when I got out and people like, yo, I checked the computer and you really went to the gym. I was like, yeah, it just be like that sometimes. It just be like that. But that was the last time I went. That trip to jail with probation included cost me about $1,400 to $1,500. So I was like, I've got better things to do with my money than keep going to jail. So yeah. Take time to. I do understand silver bracelets in backseat rides. I do get it. I do get it. And I would like to say, don't let nobody take you out of character. I'm not healed yet. So I wish I could tell you I'm gonna tell you what Sunflower said, but I cut that gospel music on. I got so many, but when I was in my career, like working in the construction field, this would be crazy, right? If I got to start playing gospel music on the way to work, I knew I was gonna lose that job. That's when I knew. If I got to play, "Take Me to the King" on the way to work, yeah, I need a new job because y'all have gotten me to the point where I don't care about this job no more. I'm finna listen to Kirk Franklin. I'm finna listen to Marvin Sapp on the way to work and pray I don't have to, because I don't want to be manager. I mean, working with other people. Yeah, I've been there. I be trying. I can't be the only one. Sunflower, I can't be the only one listening to music on the way to work to a job that they can't stand. It it At construction, please understand construction, the nature of construction, anything goes. Construction is really like working outside in the streets. Anything can go. I done seen plenty of folk get their tail whooped at work. Like we in high school, that you come down off the ladder and like, did you see? Did you see? Ooh, like, yeah, you might see some dudes knucking out in the parking lot, knucking behind a wall. Can we build a wall? Like, oh man. You say, oh, you've been there yourself. Yeah. But I was out in that field. If I'm beating gospel music out the driveway, I'm not gonna be there. Oh, let me tell you about what I had learned on YouTube. So YouTube has always been she said I've had several jobs that I had to pray to even get up to go to. So Sunflower, when you just that time it's time to go to work and you just like, so I was working when COVID first hit. I know y'all do. Y'all remember when COVID first hit? And I'm gonna tell you what I was doing when COVID first hit. So I was working at Greater Hospital on a construction site because it had flooded, right? And to work at the Greater Hospital job site, you had to go get a flu shot. Yeah. I did not like flu shots. Got the flu shot, it made me sick as a dog. And we're talking about November-ish, December. So let's talk about how COVID hit. So on this particular job site, got the flu shot, and it was a terrible job site. Like, oh gee, safety-wise, it was terrible. The work conditions were terrible. And one day I was sitting in my car, and I heard this voice say, "Quit your job today." I would get it. I get stuff like that around them, like go in there and quit, just walk off. And I'm like, quit? What you mean quit? To leave, to quit. So I ended up working close on the job site close to March. What'd you say? I refused them not because when I got one, I got the flu and never again. Yeah, I'm fooling with. I'm gonna tell you about this. What led up to COVID. So I saw what is coming was ripping us off. Right? They was robbing us at work. Okay, they was taking our lunch breaks. It was like doubling the lunch. It was weird. Like how they, if you work 55 hours, you got paid 50 hours. Okay. And I was trying to figure out. So when we started doing math, man, everybody like, have you noticed your check looking strange? My check always looked normal, pretty good. But then I realized I thought maybe taxes was doing this thing. So when we was getting paid, we got paid, you got to go on the portal and check your hours. For me, I was already calculating myself, I was never really off. So I checked, see, they had been robbing us for 5 hours a week. So it's a black owned company and white people were running it, which was crazy. So I tell later, I was like, hey, I said, you can't take our lunch and 15-minute breaks out of our pay. That's not how that work. So the math wasn't mathing. And I said, y'all supposed to give us that. They don't come out of our pay. So this white lady tell me, if you don't like how we run it here, you can leave. And I say less. Now this after I was in the parking lot. About 2 weeks ahead when I heard the boy say, quit your job today. So I walked off the job, but I didn't know when I walked off this job that the whole crew was gonna walk behind me. I just got in my car and left. So my recruiter called and said, hey, you did you staged a walk off? And I'm like, what you talking about? Like, he said, when you walked off the job, everybody walked with you. So you did a walk off. You staged the whole walk off. This wasn't no union job, it was non-union. And I'm like, man, them folks, I ain't working for free. I got to pay the park and all that. I ain't doing all that. So the following weekend, it's my niece's birthday. She turns 21. So now we're in March. We swag surfing in a nightclub, blowing out candles, dancing, and that Monday shut down. And I was like, you mean to tell me we was out here swag surfing with something like that in the air? Like, I mean, we just we just turned it just all the way up. I mean, who would think blowing out birthday candles would kill you? Like that's where it was at. So after that, I ended up at this apartment complex working. And we had to work in people apartments. And they had nothing to mitigate COVID. It was so bad. So I had a homeboy with the same name as me. His name was Eddonis with an A. And of course, he been on my YouTube, Instagram. He like, man, Eddonis know how to cook. So they brought a grill. And I was cooking lunch at work. Because we couldn't go out to eat. So I had to cook shrimp fried rice one day. One day I was cooking hamburgers. Like, I was a damn job site chef. We couldn't go out to eat. So there was a man, the superintendent was crazy as hell. He was a big 7-foot tall white man and was mean. He was mean to the point where I was like, hey, bro, got to watch out. Everybody job saying like, hey, man, he keep trying this. Somebody gonna beat his ass. So on the way to work, I was watching this couple and they were talking about spiritual warfare. And they were talking about binding people's demons. And I was like, really? Because this is me getting into it. So they were like, yeah, you can bind somebody's demon. He said, whatever you bind on earth, you bind in heaven. Whatever you loose on earth, you loose in heaven. So I'm like, man, I need somebody to bind this man's demons because he was crazy. So when I was praying, hey, man, bind this man demons, pray over the job site, and the job site would go smooth. One day I forgot to pray because I was running late. And baby, this man acted a fool. The day I forgot to pray, that man demons was loose. I mean, he acted a fool, a complete and total fool. And then he was acting a fool towards me. I was like, what was your problem? And this job site, it was so bad. We was using, there was nothing to like mitigate COVID. If you know Everclear vodka, we was using Everclear vodka as sanitation. Because what we were doing was making the apartments ADA. So that means the countertops have to be lowered. You feel me? Because if the countertop too high, somebody in a wheelchair can't cook and things like that. So ADA ready, cut the countertops down. We was doing all this work. And the incentive we had was if we finished fast, we could chill out for the rest of the day because you had to meet your quota. And then I had a boss that liked to day drink. And their job site was broke. Like we had day drinking, barbecuing at work, and trying to mitigate COVID with a demonic boss that I had forgot to pray over. That joker got in my face that day I forgot to pray. I'm like, man, I can't wait to go to lunch because I'm going to pray for you. I can't wait. I can't wait. I got in that card. I said, let me buy this man demons real quick. So you do know you can buy people demons. Long story short. But I had to tell y'all that because that was a trying time. Trying not to bring COVID home. Done nobody. We got to wear face masks, gloves. I mean, it was tragic. He said on October 2025, RM came to my mind and saved my life and freedom. I've been in the house ever since because I'm scared myself real bad. People play too much. I'm trying to understand. It's October 19th. What came to mind? My life and freedom. I've been in the house. What I picked up from that, I'm gonna tell you since you brought it up. What I picked up from that is you can't let somebody trick you into I call it baiting. Like, yeah, you might catch me online with a bait, but in real life, you're gonna be hard to bait me because you gotta think. It says taking time that I don't understand, please. I think I understand, but I'm not sure. I want taking time to break it down. I can say from my perspective on that particular situation. Some people do stuff to derive a reaction because there are what's called provoking spirits, where there are spirits that provoke in a response. It said damn near had a shootout in real life. Oh, shit, that. Now I'm gonna tell you that situation didn't stop me from doing one of those. It's the fact that I can't get lobster and steak in prison. That was you can't fry chicken in prison. At least I don't think you can. At least they might have a way of frying chicken in prison. It just might not be the way I want to fry. You see me? You feel me? I don't want to have the 15 ingredient ramen noodles for the rest of my life. Like you mix ramen noodles and Cheeto puffs to have cheese noodles. I think about that. It wasn't just that situation. I've been new before her situation to tread lightly. Yeah, I just like I said, I like to shit with my door open. But in prison, you ain't got no door, so you just gonna shit. You know what I mean? Like if you've been to jail, you do know to be tell your cellie to be like, can you turn around and keep courtesy flushing so you won't funk the cell out? Yeah, like yeah, I don't want to do that for the rest of my life. I don't want to poop in front of someone for eternity. No, I want to poop in my privacy. I don't want to sleep on them hard beds. Those beds are pretty hard. Like I think about that whenever someone tries me, even with road rage and things like that. No, You said, "Oh wow, really?" No, I don't want to sleep on that hard bed with that thin ass mattress. Get to thinking like that. That mattress is thin as hell. Why would you want to sleep on that forever? The food is trash. Like raw potatoes and cornflakes. It says so it is in the cell. Yeah, the toilet is so sunflower in jail is literally 6 feet by 9 feet. Yeah, your bed is long ways. like you see I'm facing, the bed is this way. The sink and the toilet is about a couple feet away from the bed. And then if you get somebody that got some mental health going on, you stuck with that joke unless you ask to be moved. Yeah, so the toilet's in the cell with you. So when you take your poops, your celly is right there. So you want to be like, hey, I gotta use it. And you can you turn around, please? Yeah. Or you put up a sheet or something. I can't see my children and grandkids, and that's why I'm in the house. I can't do jail. Yeah, then I got my child. I don't want to be doing the video calls and all that. And like I say, I like to eat. I'm not for to get no steak in jail unless you smash the guard or something. I mean, like it's a lot. No, I'm just good. I'm good on it. I'm good. How about this? Get away from that person. I try my best not to be around people that would just cause me to go sit in a 6 by 9. No, nah. I mean, like, you can't even get no Chick-fil-A in there. Like, think about it. Why do you want to be in there? Like, Larry, no, this situation that happened on September ain't stopped me from that. It was the fact that, wow, man, and wearing the same thing, same uniform, same color. Did I tell y'all we had to use butter for hair grease? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this no. No, dude, I was long before that situation. Now I like, so why would you want a chance going to jail to shoot somebody? Like you chanced it like that, and it didn't work. Like, nah, Donna's gonna get away. And if you want to call me a punk, you know what? I be that. But I'm free. I was free. I was free. I was free. I was free. Free at last. But that's funny because a lot of dudes got a bond comic called free at last. I've used them before. Yeah, so nah, that if folk understand it was long before that. Before I decided I was gonna sit my ass down. Uh mm, I just I think I'm too cute. I feel like if you think you too cute for jail, you won't do jail going shit. I'm like, I think I'm shower. Think about this taking time. So you got to shower with your shoes on. Or you might have to tell a bitch to go shower. Like, hey, go hit the shower. you got to go. Without that funk right there. That funk you got right there. Take it to the shower. Mm-hmm. Yeah, over there. Nah, that's too much. That's too That's why now my mindset is inhale, exhale, walk away, walk away. Like I say, I will snap on the internet. I white snap a person, but real talk, I walk away. I don't see. I'd have been in there too many times, and you become institutionalized. It's called institutionalized. You say, sometimes I can't take it. I'd be crying. I, I didn't cry none of the times I went because it was kind of one of those big work. You had it coming. Like it. Like, I look at it like this. Sometimes jail can save your life. Not saying that you should go, but depending on how you living, jail getting you off the streets could save you from going into the ground. So I didn't cry. I looked at it like, damn, I could be getting ready to die and God is just removing me out of circulation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just got moved out of circulation real quick until you figure out your life and then get back out. But I think what got me out of it is when I really thought I was going to go to prison. Like, that's when I realized I might have took this too far. And that's what God had my attention. Like, I was sitting in the Fulton County jail, and I was thinking like, and I didn't have no bond, and I was thinking like, I hear you, God. I hear you. Like, you got to whisper. Like, so I was reading the and I don't know why got to go to start reading the Bible. I went and I started reading Revelations, and I actually had time to digest and understand what Revelation was talking about. It's really a powerful book. It says you blessed if you will be blessed if you read Revelations. And I read that joker 2-3 times. And that's when I learned about Habakkuk. Habakkuk chapter 2, where writing prayers down. Don't sleep on it. He said, write the vision, make a plain upon tables, and whoever read it, it shall not tarry, it shall come for an appointed time. So I'm gonna tell you how I found out about that. It was an older lady that had been banished from Fulton County. So that's why I say me came to mind. I can't be out there. I can't go or handle jail. Some people are slower than others. Like I say, so I'm gonna tell you about this story though. It was a lady that had been banished from Fulton County, and she comes to me. She's like, "I don't think you should be in there. I don't think you should be here." And I'm like, "Oh, well, I did what I did." So she goes in her cell. She had to make her cell up like it's a house. She got prayers up there written on the wall. She had been there for a little minute. She's like, now if you go to the cell, the pod next door is a lady that come in, and she read, bring Bible study and stuff like that. When I started writing them prayers, do you know I started getting bonds? Because I didn't have none. Because like if you got so many charges, you might have a bond for one and no bond for the others. So I started writing. I started getting bonds. Because I can remember I told this story before the Bible study late. I had tried it with chicken. I was like, you know what? I'll take this prayer down. I want some chicken today. Later walked through the door with some church's chicken. I had the whole jail was like, so it's a girl that had been in there a year without a court date at Fulton County Jail. And she said, I'm going to write this prayer down. She wrote it. They came in there and told her she had a court date. And the next day she got out. So I'm going to tell you, I learned some of my most spiritual lessons in jail. Hey, that's a spiritual place. Going to jail is spiritual. I'm just going to tell you, he said, God was working it out for you. Absolutely. But so, like I said, I was on a slow bus. Like, we got angels that watch us. I know my angels looking like, man, this one right here, this one kind of slow. I dare that was just in and out, in and out, in and out. That was my early 20s, early to mid 20s. In and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. Just man, one time I went, and this man, I'm gonna tell you. So Alabama, you know about Fulton Industrial. So I ran on Fulton Industrial and ran the yellow light and had a warrant. The police says, ma'am, you ran a light. I said, no, man, that's a yellow light. He said, give me your ID. He runs my name. I got a warrant. And I'm like, what? And I didn't even know what I had a warrant for. So my mama is not the kind to come get you from jail. I'm going to tell you, my mama will not come get you from jail. Don't you waste your phone call on this woman. She ain't going. She said, what is your longest time you been in jail? I said, a week. I ain't dumb enough to catch a year. I've done a week here and a week there, but to catch a straight out year, hell no. I always keep some lawyer money. If you industry, you better keep you some lawyer money somewhere. I can't, I'm too cute. The most is a week. That's it. And then before that, said they did a year, 2 year, 3 year. I can't do it. Mm-mm. So the man let me use my cell phone. And I'm trying to get my mom. I'm like, man, I'm trying to call my mom and see if she could just meet her down there and pay the 300 and I get out. It had to be like either I miss a traffic court day. It wasn't nothing major. My mama tell me, she was like, my show Prison Break on. Cause my mama petty. Like that's where I get it from. My mama petty. She's like, yeah, my show Prison Break on. I can't come right now. And I'm like, Prison Break? Cause when it first happened, she like, you just left the damn house. Blah blah blah. I did it. And she sounded like Charlie Brown mama. So Charlie Brown mama be like, wah, 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 wah. And the police was like, ma'am, I'm so sorry. And he admitted, he said, ma'am, she didn't do anything. I really was just messing with her. He said, and she just so happened to have a warrant. He said, I really was just messing with her. She didn't have a warrant. I just would have gave her a warrant and kept it pushing. And she was just, and he just closed. And I had the flip phone, the Nextel. He just, bloop. That's how long it was ago. Nextel. He bloop, closed the Nextel phone, threw the Nextel in my car. And if anybody know about ATO will steal your stuff. I had sneakers in there. They stole sneakers. They stole my computer. They stole everything out my car. I was like, including my phone. And that's back in the 2000s. I had all these connects and all that stuff. My phone lost all my contacts. And I get to the thing. I say, hey, let me try to call my mom one time. My mom came up with 3 different excuses. Prison Break was her show. Then she tell me she don't go to ATMs at night. And then the third one, I like, mom, they could just come out here and swipe your debit card. And it'd be okay. And I got it cash. I give it back to you. Third time, she said she on the way. That woman never came and got me out of jail. She deceased now. So my mom wonderful. I'm not. She would tell, I ain't coming to get you out of jail. She said, I do not go to jails and get niggas out. I do not do that. And she so far stood with that. So my dad came and got me. And he was 38 hot. He was upset. I don't know why you couldn't come last night. He's like, you better be glad I came all together. He said, because you'd still be in there if I had to bonded you out. I'm like, okay. Well, yeah, I learned. He said, guys forgive said Max, hers was 48 hours. Max like her time, TV and sleep, no eating. Them. I wish I had a little 40 out here, but I know I was doing stuff where they be like, no bond. You're gonna need somebody else. After a while, that last time I went, I was like, well, I'm finna go sit my ass down. I'm tired. He said a long time she was in jail was an hour. Said my long time jail was a long hour. A long hour is 60 minutes, or does that mean something else? Now, I got a funny story though. So I was bored out my mind when I was in Gwinnett. And I was asleep during the day. They were like, don't sleep. You can't sleep. You can't lay down and go to sleep. And I'm like, man, I don't focus y'all talking about. I'm finna go lay down and go to sleep. So we had this ghetto lady there. When I say she was loud and ghetto over the PA, cussing over the PA. I mean, this deputy was just, you talking about 60 minutes. That's a long minute. Because I don't know what a long you said a long hour. I thought you said, it does say a long hour. 60 minutes ain't bad. So the lady was just cussing. And I'm MFing. What she say? It was like P. Miller's son and MF and D. I mean, just. And I couldn't sleep. So she called us out and she just walking and yelling and shit. So I asked her what time she was getting out of work. I said, when you leaving? And everybody started laughing. I'm like, no, when you leave. She said, what? I said, when do you get off? Because you loud. I just want to sleep. And I can't sleep because you loud. And she's like, oh, you think you're a comedian? I said, I could be fun. I don't know. She like, going back in your room, going back in your cell. I like, cool. She called herself, put me on lockdown, not knowing I don't like people no way. She like, oh, you comfortable in here, ain't you? I said, I don't like people. Like, putting me in the room by myself was great. Thank you. So she gave my lunch. Usually you can take your lunch and eat out with everybody. She said, no, you ain't gonna eat out with everybody. So I ate my little lunch in there and whatnot. Let me tell you about this little freak though. This heifer was, she was walking behind me and she go, what's up, Dread? And I'm like, there you go. And took me to the sexual harassment video. She, have you seen the sexual harassment videos? I'm like, no, I haven't seen the sexual harassment. She says, you gonna watch the sexual harassment videos. I was like, what the fuck wrong with you, lady? Every time she's about, Dread. Then she looked up my charge. Oh, your charge ain't nothing but $1,200. Why you can't pay that little $1,200? I'm like, I do have it. You just can't sign yourself out. I said, I would have been out. You sign yourself out. So I never saw that one again. But I was like, lady, if you could just shut up, please. He said, y'all don't be understanding what I be saying. Yeah, when you said long hour, I thought you were meaning like it could be like, it could be something other than 60 minutes. I'm like, take your time to what is you saying? Yeah, like, hey, Ashley, boy, mom, some of them deputies fresh. I ain't gonna need lies. Some of them deputies I've encountered are fresh. They definitely fuck on the inmates. Definitely. I just be like, ma'am, I ain't finna be here that long. Don't you worry about it. But if I see you outside of here, back in the day, if I see you outside of this joint, yeah, but not inside of here. There's nothing sexy about being here. So, yeah. That was my jail story, man. The time 1:30. Yeah, Ashley Beaumont, you know about Fulton County, Gwinnett County. I just ain't never been in DeKalb County. And thank goodness for that. I'd have had a whole doggone I call it a county-wide tour. Well, I love to play Clay Code. I was out here doing stuff. I thank God to be from me being delivered. That's it. That was times I wasn't delivered, but then there's times where it might be just the cost of doing business. But yeah, thank God for deliverance because I was, whew, that's an expensive habit. He said, and free lab money come. Yeah, you know about free lab money coming. Free lad. Thank God Almighty, I'm free at last. They got names and jokes for these bonding companies in Atlanta. Like they is. Yeah. Yeah. They be trying us down here. I'm like, they need to bring that note. Nah, don't bring that no cash boy here. Don't do that. I've never been so happy for us to have a bonding system in all my life. It's that DeKalb County cards are bad compared to other counties. It's just that I'm from the west side. I don't have no business getting locked up in DeKalb County. That's it. I ain't the part about Gwinnett was crazy. That man said, you know what, you're a long ways from home, ain't you? I was like, hell yeah, I'm too far away. Too far. Now the cab wasn't just a spot that I was active in the cab, but not like Atlanta. At least Atlanta, Fulton County gonna smack you on the wrist and put you out. But the worst place was Clayton County. I was like, yeah. I'm just so glad it's out of my system. Y'all don't understand that's people gotta understand when you start getting in trouble, it's almost like a cycle start. You said it's Fulton County and Clayton County. Man, Fulton County did me so grimy. I had to bond out of jail. They didn't lift the warrants for my arrest, and I went right back to jail. I was like, all you had to hit was F13. Like, what the hell? How you just gonna let me out? And I get pulled over somewhere. They're like, yeah, you got a warrant. But I just got out. Like, yeah, it is. Like I said, you get in trouble. My mom always told me, don't start certain cycles. So one of the cycles was going to jail. She told me that, and then she said, don't start getting evicted and stuff like that. It was just be a perpetual cycle. She said, because whatever you do once, you'll do it again. And so far, it's been true until you get out the cycle. So don't start. He said, dang, you said it right when I hold on. Dang, you said it right when I sent it. I hate Clay. Man, that's back when Victor Hill was off, but that's Victor Hill County. Yeah, that ain't Clayton County. They should have wrote his name really big on side of the vehicles and wrote Clayton County really small. He would, man, listen. They need to bring his ass back. Because Clayton County done went down the toilet. He might have been doing some stuff, but he wasn't playing by crime. He just wanted to be the only criminal. You can't be a criminal, only he can be a criminal. That's our Clay code. That can't nobody be a criminal here but me. And I'm gonna write my name really big on the side of the truck and write Clayton County really small. Yeah, Clay code, nah. He said, yeah, we were thinking the same. Yeah, hey. He said, well, yeah, they need him back. Like, hey, just bring him back. Like, yeah. Clayton County went down. Big deal had a Clayton County support. You better have your license and registration and everything legit. Everything legit. But I got another one for y'all. This one kind of funny. So a friend of mine, right, had a squatter in Clayco. Friend of mine had a squatter in Clayco. And I said, this is how you get rid of a squatter. I said, we're gonna go cut the power off. I said, can't live without power. And the lady been calling the police on the owner. Like, imagine somebody moving your house and won't pay you rent and won't leave. Just think about it. So I'm like, man, she will cut power off. We're gone by our way, right? So they called the police, and Clayco had like helicopters. They had did a whole lot. And it was about 2-3 years ago. So when everybody left, get what I did? I came back and cut the power. Well, I got something for you. You squatting, put a padlock on it, hit that main breaker, put a padlock, left. Now the police I saw was a little short. That lady had to be like 4'11". She called my phone like, get your ass back over here and cut the power on. And I'm like, no. I'm like, how you get my number? She said, we got your tag number, Miss Kinsey. And that's how I got your telephone number. I'm going to lock you up. I'm like, you going to lock me up? I said, what my charge? She said, criminal trespass. I'm like, bet, run it. That lady called me like 3 times and come in. I said, get your ass back over here and cut this power on. I said, lady, just lock me up. I'm not doing it. Like, just not doing it. Then she called me back. You said, can you please cut the power back on? I was like, nah. I said, can they please pay their rent to the landlord since y'all say that the lease legit? This shit went on all day, y'all. It was Clayton County. All day. I done got threats of being locked up and everything. And they let the squatter stand out. So the girl ended up cutting the padlock off and they cut the power back off. And I'm like, y'all ain't gonna lock them up for cutting the padlock off. You can't cut out the padlock. But that little lady cussed me out. It was like Thanksgiving. She was like, it's criminal trespassing. You came back and I told you, don't cut the power. I said, how you gonna tell somebody not to cut the power off at their house? I said, that's not your house. That lady was so, she was mad. Ooh, I felt the steam through the phone. Like they had the sergeant calling my phone. Like, please, can you come cut the power back on? I like, no, I can't do that. I'm already do for Cause they thought threatening me with jail. I like, hey, you go ahead and get that warrant. But ma'am, I said, you don't want to do the paperwork. And I don't want to drive back and cut the power on. So you just do the paperwork. I went, boy, I had to razzle them boys. I had razzled them. They tried to find a way to lock me up, but they couldn't. They couldn't, but that was so funny. But I had them folk. Then the man said, hey, the sergeant said, can you give me the padlock combination to the padlock? I said, I don't know it. I don't know the padlock combination. This bitch had been squatting for about a year. Like these squatters in Atlanta. Yeah, like that bitch squatting for about a year. I'm like, man, I would have been pop them get out. Go. You go pay rent somewhere. You either go pay it at a hotel or sleep in your car or sleep outside, but living rent free in the house. But with this squad, when I said that squad and stuff in Atlanta had gotten out of hand, it was bad, y'all. It was bad. That was the first person I helped get a squad out. I helped another one. Because I had a squatter 1 year. Man, listen, I had a squatter myself in one of my property, and these folk was scamming, flim-flamming with the paperwork. Like, if you go to the house and somebody in the house living, they'll just come out with a lease, like, I got a lease. And I'm like, I can sign that lease. And the police like, but it's a civil matter. I'm like, you sure it's a civil matter? Because I'm petty. I'm not filing for eviction. If it's a civil matter, we change the locks and everything else around here, and we just gonna have to fight. So they came out with this law. It was like a squatters law or something in Fulton County. That's where it was an epidemic at. So I met this lady. She said she went out of town and came back home, and a lady was in her house cooking her food, watching her television, sitting on her couch wearing her robe and gowns and stuff. And lady said, I was gonna shoot her because she was in the house, but the police said that would be a charge because she showed a lease. I'm like, wait a minute, that's an intruder though. She in your house cooking your food. She said, I came back in from out of town. The lady was in my house cooking. And she like, how you get your squad? I said, shoot, I had somebody sign a lease, move out and put somebody else in. So we got down. We came to paperwork, y'all. That paperwork for that special, supposed to be rapid eviction, was like down there $400. So I tell the lady, I said, hey, listen, what we're gonna do. We're gonna go cut the utilities off. So South Fulton, he pulls up. So the lady come outside, right? We pull up, the lady come outside, cousin, you bitch, I'll fuck you bitches up. Bitch. So when I got there, I had my hammer drew back to knock the locks out. The man said, no. I was like, all right. So she came out and was like, y'all hold just, you bit dot, boop, 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 with cussing all. I like, all right. So while she's cussing, and the other lady talking to the police, I just go get the power and cut the AC units off. I cut off the AC units, the plumbing, the power. I cut off water, gas. I cut off all of it. Padlocked everything. Now she done called us all kind of bitches and hoes. I mean, and belligerent. Straight belligerent. You know, they kept saying, it's a silver matter, it's a silver matter. I'm like, okay. So when the lady go back in the house, realize all the utilities is off. She comes back outside and tried to be friendly. It be the audacity of these people. She come back outside and ask, could we cut the utilities back on? And I said, do you mind if you cut the power back on? I said, it's a civil matter. You got to play the same game they play. It's a civil matter. I can't. It's above me now. Yeah, like if I got to pull up and start cutting off utilities, it's above me now. Figure it out. So eventually the lady left the house and left she had That lady had been fighting with that lady for about 60 days. It was all kind of boo-boo pampers in there. She done sold that lady television, that ate up all that lady food. I was like, wow. Like it was that what we got going on in Atlanta. Scammer Lammy, Flim Flamming. It's really called Scam Atlanta now. Like they really like, you live in Scam Atlanta? Yeah, Scam Atlanta. Like they really will find a house. And if you've been gone too long, that lady said she was gone a week and that lady moved in. It was bad. Might be giving somebody an idea. I don't know. I don't know how legal squatting is, but you might have an idea. But anyway, y'all, man, it's almost 2:00 my time. It's not like close to, but it's like 1:42 Eastern Standard Time. I done held y'all on here almost 3 hours. And I'm glad y'all be kicking it with the kid. But I'm gonna do my shout outs. And like, share, subscribe, man. Y'all subscribe, y'all my tribe. Subscribe, share, and like I say, I'm trying to do this for click, views, and monetization. You hear me? So shout out to Ashley Boymon, Sunflower. Definitely Sunflower for dropping them gems up there. Taking time to the lady with the ranch. Yes. I got me a ranch holder. Gossip and giggles in the chat. Appreciate Katessa for falling through. Let me see who else. Going up here. Going up in my checks. I saw Prosperity 26 come through. There was somebody named Bella. I've never seen you, but hey, I ain't upset about nothing. You Bella Nicole, appreciate you. T-Real, appreciate you. 105K as always. Anybody else? Try to make sure I didn't miss nobody. But as always, if I did, charge it to the mind and not the heart. Appreciate y'all, love y'all, and the rest of the week will be random lives. Just wait for the notification, and you'll see me. Peace out, and if y'all got topics y'all want me to talk about, find me on Facebook, slide in my inbox, or they say they got an inbox on here. So if you find it, let me know, and we chill out. So peace out. Enjoy y'all night. We gotta pay bills in the morning. Bye.
I'm laughing at y'all niggas. Yeah. Give it to me now. Y'all niggas real funny. Money Mafia taking over. Yeah. We clocking. I'm your perfect lady riding that black Mercedes. Set up your nigga, got him saying I'm that first lady. Baby, your mouth is sassy. Put away from the dirty sauce. That's soft like baking soda. I hit you with arm and hammer. I'm a boss, bitch. You talk shit, I walk it. AK, what nigga with the full clip? Things you dream about, I already did it. From the streets to cul-de-sac, from dimes to pound bags. I'm bragging, but these are facts. I say, your head bobbing, I'm back. Man, you're robbing, I got these trucks knocking. I'm rolling that purple stuff and drinking that gray goose. I roll up to the club, buy 20 a month. Now, if you're looking for that work, my nigga, we got